Hey, good afternoon, guys. This is Matt Rivers, and I'm doing my fifth and final book review for this week. And today's book review is going to be on If You Want to Be Rich and Happy, Don't Go to School by Robert Kiyosaki. And we all know him from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Cash Flow Quadrant, and a few other great books. But this is a new one, actually was passed to me by a friend of mine. And so I'm just starting to read this one. But this passage in this book explains, see, I wrote a post the other day talking about are our kids getting stupider? And Robert, see, it's not just me, that's just my feeling, that the schools ain't doing their jobs. And, our kids are kind of at the beck and call or at the mercy of these public school systems, and it's not a good thing. But he ran into an old schoolmate of his, and, they were kind of talking, and he asked Robert, why do I feel so financially and professionally trapped, even though he was a good student and he worked so hard. And Robert Kiyosaki really couldn't answer the question right there on the spot, because there wasn't a good example that he could do. So they met up a couple weeks later, with the family and all that stuff. And he asked his kids, he got to meet the family, and he asked his kids who were 15 and 16. I'm just going to read this passage of what he asked the kid, the daughter. He asked his daughter, when was the last time you took a test? I asked the daughter. History. And she stated, I'm sorry, what was the last test you took? He said, I asked his daughter. History, she stated. How many questions were there? About 100. Well, how did you do? I got a B, 85 right answers out of 100. So you missed 15. Yes. What caused you to miss 15? Good question, right? And she answers, I don't know. He comes back. Do you know what the 15 mistakes were? Right? Great question again. She goes, no, but I don't really care. What I care about is the ones I got right. So then Robert turns to Glenn, his friend Glenn, and says, that's the key right there. Kids are more worried about their grades than they do about learning. Our education system teaches them that being right is more important than learning what you don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. They're training them to memorize crap to pass tests, but they're not learning nothing, And then they come out of school and graduate and stuff. They're all proud, and they should be, because they went through high school and all that good stuff and graduated, got through it. But what did they really learn? Was it enough? Was it even worthy of a true education to get them prepared for real life out here? I don't think so. I don't think so. That's my beef with schools, but there's other ways to get an education, and unfortunately, a lot of kids are funneled into the public school system because that's really all we know. Some charter schools, some private schools, great. They're kind of trickling into that system because they're closing a lot of schools here in Philadelphia. My old high school, junior high school, was tore down. My high school is still up. My elementary school is still open, but that looks like it's on its last legs. Actually, just from the look of it. Our schools here look like prisons, man. I did a little post about that too. But anyway, this is Matt signing out. Hope you enjoyed this week's book review on If You Want to Be Rich and Happy, Don't Go to School. Peace.